Donald Trump was duly elected, and like every other president, he's allowed some latitude to pick who he wants to pick. We have a process here in this country.
Yep.
The Senate is going to deal with these nominees. These people are going to have all that is going to be a process. Voters put their trust into the system.
I'm with you. Now, unless he tries to do recess appointments, I don't buy into that. It's something that's in the air. But I put it out there for people's consideration. I don't think that's what's going on here. I think he believes he can flex on the Senate. Now, Geraldo, do you think Trump may be out over his skis with not just some of these names, but the game? Because if he watched what happened in that Senate vote yesterday for the leader, his guy, Senator Scott out of Florida, did not get the reception he thought he would.
Well, I think, first of all, to say that he's allowed some latitude is perhaps the understatement of the century. This is not allowed some latitude. This is an earthquake. This is blowing up Washington, D.C. And the selection particularly of Matt Gaetz to run the Justice Department is a giant, that is the giant FU to the critics. Because he's putting in Matt Gaetz. Not only is he perennially under investigation, he's barely a lawyer. He's never practiced law except for a very short time at a small firm in Florida. He's never prosecuted a case. This is going to be the president's lawyer. This is going to be the chief law enforcement officer of the country, a clearly incompetent person who's running from an ethics committee investigation report. That's why he resigned Congress. Come on, this is not, I am willing to give him all the latitude in the world. God bless him. He got an amazing victory. He got one in a tidal wave. It was historic in every regard. He earned the ability to do whatever he wants. That's why you would expect him to be rational. I'll give him Tulsi Gabbard. I'll give him Pete Hegseth. I'll give him Mike Huckabee as the ambassador to Israel, and so on. And Todd Blanche, he's now floating Todd Blanche's lawyer.
Todd Blanche is number 2 at the DOJ.
In New York.
Todd Blanche is for the audience, Geraldo. Todd Blanche is a real lawyer. He understands prosecutions. He understands the system. He's the deputy under Gaetz. That move is obviously a backstop move for Gaetz as an extension of his strategy. I'm surprised. I mean, you know Hegseth. I don't know him. You were at Fox with him. But a guy who's never managed anything to be inserted into the Pentagon at the highest level, we've never seen anybody like him put into government since RFK, who went in as John's brother to do what he wanted him to do, and people were upset then too. But I'm surprised you just gloss over Hegseth as he makes sense as Secretary of Defense.
Well, can I jump in? Let me just jump in here. I mean, the guy went to Ivy League school. He went to Harvard and Princeton. That's usually folks who would be throwing jobs at him.
Now that's a good thing?
That type of pedigree.
Lance,
and he's been in the
you
military.
guys have been using, hold on, Lance, you guys have been using an Ivy League education as a cudgel for like the last 3 years. Down with the elites. It sucks to be smart. Now, the fact that he went to an Ivy League school is a good thing.
What I'm saying is usually the left would be flooding here in Washington, would be wanting to throw jobs at somebody with that type of pedigree. Never mind the fact that he served 20
I know
military.
Pete Hegseth. Hold it a second. I know Major Pete Hegseth. He's a war hero, twice awarded the Bronze Star. He's very close to the veterans community. He has been their foremost advocate. Yes, it is a very, very steep learning curve. And yes, some high-ranking, very high-ranking Pentagon veterans have told me they have misgivings, Chris, over exactly what you mentioned, his lack of experience in running any large organization, other than his veterans charities and so forth. But he's a sincere person, strong, courageous. He's a person of good character, unlike Matt Gaetz. There's no ethics investigation about Pete is a very solid citizen, and I expect maybe he'll be over his head at first. It is 3 million employees after all. There's very few people that have that kind of administrative experience, but he is a good man. Tulsi Gabbard is a good person also, another combat veteran. Who I think will surprise people with her competence. Mike Huckabee is a very decent person. And I sat on the couch with these people for decades. Really, but Matt Gaetz, how do you pick that guy?